Hi, I'm Jeff Murrah. I want to welcome you to True Texas History, where today is April the 6th, 2021. But we're going to talk about the law of April the 6th, 1830, taking a step back in time. And people say there's no time machine, right? No. The law of April the 6th, 1830, let's go ahead and set the context so that you understand what was going on. Prior to this, some of the colonists had been coming in. The impresarios had contracts, and Texas was being settled. Now, there was a Mexican official, Mieri y Terán, who conducted a tour of Texas to go ahead and see what was going on and how things were progressing. He was very alarmed by what he saw, and he wrote a report. And in the report, he was encouraging the development of more forts, and that Texas needed to be essentially Mexicanized. There were too many non-Mexican names, and he wanted the names of some of the local areas to be to sound more regional with Mexico. And so, like for instance, the city of Perry's Point was changed to Anahuac, and you have places like Lapetlan and some of these Hispanic sounding names that were instituted as part of Mieri Terán's recommendations. Now, another part of that was that the official in charge of immigration went ahead and put together this law of April the 6th, 1830. Now, this law, it got the colonists all bent out of shape because it wanted to institute more military occupation, build more forts, cancel out the impresario contracts, forbid more immigration from the American states. It did a lot of things like that. And the colonists brought this to Stephen F. Austin's attention. Austin went ahead and went to Mexico and went through a lot of negotiations. Managed to keep the contract for his colony and also the Green DeWitt colony. Some of the other colonies, like the, let's see, what was the name of it? The Texas Land, the Robertson colony, the Texas Land colony, also referred to as the Galveston Bay colony. These were definitely impacted. Part of the law also set up custom houses, and the custom houses, this is what set up the Anahuac disturbances that occurred later on, because everything was supposed to go through the custom houses. For whatever reason, Mexico had this thing about tobacco and coffee, and wanted to severely tax and limit the colonists' access to it, and forbid them from even doing things like planting tobacco or coffee. Of course, you can't grow much coffee in Texas. But anyway, this law essentially functioned like the Stamp Act with the American colonies, in that it got the colonists united in a common cause, and they quit trusting the Mexican government as a result of that. There's nothing like a bad law to get people upset with the government and to get them united. This is, one of those lessons that politicians just can't seem to get through their head. But here in Texas, what was done there in 1830 had repercussions for Mexico in 1836. So it put things on a slow boil, but eventually things came to a head. So this was an important law in terms of Texas gaining a sense of identity and starting the whole independence movement. Because, as long as Mexico was willing to work with the colonists, everything was fine and dandy. But this changed all that. So I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, this is Jeff Murrah wishing you vaya con Dios, my friends. Goodbye.